Hello, my name is Jose Tutiven, freelance photographer from New York City. My nickname is Toots, and the reason that kind of came about was because of my last name, Tutiven. A lot of people couldn't pronounce it well, and eventually led up to just shorten it up when back in high school, I think it was the first time I probably heard it, where they pretty much said Toots. So photography, I've been doing it for about maybe 4 years. Prior to that, I was pretty much 10 years into the IT business. To tell you the truth, the best thing I like about photography is meeting people. Right now, I would say my favorite subject would be just a day-to-day walk around the city. Situations like these where they're playing basketball, capturing the vivid lifestyle of New York City in just in one particular shot, in like less of like a 1/100th of a second. You know, like a lot of people know New York City for their buildings and skylines and the skyscrapers, but nobody really knows the people behind it. Because it's such a busy lifestyle here, people just don't seem to like see that as often. Every photographer has a vision, and each vision consists of what you feel like it's part of you. So when I first started photography, I used to do the cliche stuff, but because it's so overly saturated, I feel like in New York City, there's so many up and coming photographers, you feel like you need to kind of gear away from that in order to stand out. People are passionate about certain styles and uniques. Just try to make sure you keep up with that style as much as you can without getting caught up with the moment as far as like what's trending and what's popular and what's known. I never have a plain idea of what I'm gonna capture. Hence why I always walk around, and when I see a moment, I literally just try to snap it as quick as possible. It's never repetitive. It's always that moment that never repeats itself, which you can never plan. I've been using my gear for the last 4 years. I use a Canon 5D Mark II, and I've always used the 50mm. That was pretty much my first lens. Even though I've tried out so many lenses, 50 has always been the one I was like kind of geared back to. It's like I have like such a sentimental value for it. What would I like to have? You know, to tell you the truth, I probably would like to have the Mark III just because of low light situations. What I do in my free time, just shoot. I'm not gonna lie. I think photography is pretty much my #1 company. All I gotta do is just step out the house, put my camera in the bag, and just start snapping away until I really pretty much get hungry or tired. If you love what you're putting out there, and that keeps you happy, nothing else matters. I think social media has become a big part of my lifestyle, because without social media, I don't think it would be possible for me to be a full-time photographer. Nowadays, every person has some sort of device that takes pictures. That's been a huge influence in the photography business. It has pretty much brought people's attention that never wanted to take photography to share their lifestyle. So it really depends on where you see yourself at. If you want to progress in being a professional, you have to invest on the right equipment. People started seeing my Instagram account, and they started liking my business and my audience and my vision, and they felt like compelled to hire me because of my vision, because of my platform, because of my aesthetics. And that's pretty much where it's never considered work after that. You know, it's like you're not really working. You're pretty much doing what you love to do and getting recognized and paid for something like that. I've been lucky to say that I always shoot for myself, even when it's work related. When people ask me the question, which is like your all-time favorite picture, I have to say that it was my first picture that pretty much tell me that I'm actually good at it. A picture of a portrait of a friend of mine. She was sitting on the train tracks, and I caught that moment, a frozen moment, where she felt like she was not being followed or nobody was looking at her. There's no answers to what exactly she was thinking. If I can go back in time and give myself advice, go out, meet people. Don't be hesitant to actually ask questions to the people you admire or shoot them an email. I don't think that you don't have the capabilities to evolve. When I was growing up, I wanted to be somewhere in the IT business, and I did the IT business for 10 years. As I turned 35, I realized that I had new passion and new vision to go into another total different type of career, which is photography. In the future, if I can remain in the photography field, I will be happy wherever occupation, as long as it has those elements.